I mean, it could even be mid as well, but I think offlane is easier for it really. I don't think Magnus does too well with like loads of farm, which I think the mid lane is gonna provide. But I think already in this draft, like this Batrider is such a key and kind of integral part of the draft for like popsicles here that I think they really want to try and capitalize on the offlane, especially because PA, like I said, is okay, but I think it's definitely able to be punished, particularly with a Shaman position 4. So I think if, like, just seeing how this game is going to work out, I think they need to punish in lanes, because if you let this PA Magnus farm, then the game is practically already over. So they definitely need to have a good starting lane if they want to win this game.
Yeah. Trying to think of a hero that makes sense here against this PA Mag matchup, but okay, they're going to go Slark for themselves.
Yeah, it's not bad. Like, there's a lot of disable coming out from Burning Bridges at the moment. But Slark, like, it's one of those heroes, man, that's been, it feels nerfed so heavily that even though it's a decent pick here, I don't know how well it's going to work, man. Like taking all the damage away from his pounce has made his laning stage so bad. Like, and like going against like a Grim Witch Doctor that can have a lot of early game pressure, like this Slark's needs to go off the chain to do work this game for sure.
Yeah, Dark Pact, it does do a lot this game. So as you're mentioning, it is a good matchup here for him. It's understandable when they went to Slark, but yeah, it's, as far as balance goes and over time, has definitely been hit by the nerf bat a fair amount. But there is logic to it, and now they're thinking of that final pick. You figure it's going to be a mid hero now.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Bat can go mid, but I think it's definitely going to be in the offlane because they don't have last picks. They need to pick like a mid that can kind of do well regardless of what Burning Bridges pick. So in those kind of situations, you're looking at heroes like Lina, you're looking at heroes like Kunkka that are good regardless of any kind of matchup they have against it. It depends kind of what they feel that they're lacking. Like at the moment, they're lacking a lot of tower damage. Slark doesn't offer anything, neither does Batrider. So Tidehunter, okay, so it's probably going to be that Batrider mid actually, which is interesting because now Burning Bridges, like we saw in the last game where OD was the last pick that had such a great counter pick to the enemy mid, we're going to see it here again, and it's interesting to note that Lil did choose or want to have second pick priority here. So I think that they can definitely punish this this Batrider mid, or it could be Tidehunter mid as well. We don't necessarily know, but
yeah, I would lean towards Tide mainly because you pick up Batrider. You already mentioned good against Phantom Assassin throughout the game, but especially in the laning phase, right? So they probably want to get Batrider against PA in that laning phase. Ideally, make it a very difficult time.
Tide is good though as well. Tide is good as well. It has a great Kraken shell, and the E is obviously a lot of harass onto any melee. But like you said, I think Burning Bridges, they have 2 minutes now to sort of size up their options. I think they could probably do with a little bit more maybe lockdown for this Slark, because at the moment they've got a big RP that can be dark pacted off, a Witch Doctor stun that's kind of a little bit unreliable, and like a Grim Stroke Silence that and stun that is again very unreliable. So something that I think needs to deal with the Slark really, but also can be good against either Batrider or Tidehunter, depending on what is going to be faced against it. Just thinking about it now, like, it's so hard to think about heroes when you don't have heroes like in front of you. Like,
I know, right?
I need to pull up my phone.
I do that nowadays, where I actually pull it up on my other screen and just to have reference.
I need to have a look. But just like the OD was such an obvious pick last game. Like he could cancel out the Necro ulti, the Bane ulti, obviously can kind of delay and kite the troll. This game, it seems to be that they need something for this Slark. Just another kind of lockdown, another bit of stun, even maybe something that can kind of look to have solo pickoffs. Like I've mentioned Lina for popsicles, but Lina again decent here. Good matchup against Bat.
What about
do well against Tide? But
what about like a mid Leshrac in this game?
It's good. Has a lot of damage.
Leshrac was banned. Never mind.
That was banned. So I was going to say, I was like, if Leshrac was 10th pick, I would be rather questioning what's going on this game. But mate, let's have a look. Look at this heroes.
I suppose Invoker could be okay. I don't know if Anile plays Invoker though.
Okay, not the greatest matchup against Bat though. If Bat can really punish with the sticky napalms, but we'll see. And it's going to be Invoker. Good shout, Breaky. Good shout. Okay. Breaky knows his stuff.
I know.
Breaky knows his stuff.
I don't have good a reason for it outside of I like
Breaky
this hero, but
I mean, I know like it's a great mid, so I think he'll make it work whether he plays against Batrider or Tide. But there's definitely kill potential on him. Dependent if he goes Coswex, there shouldn't be much kill potential. But if he goes Exalt, there'll definitely be kill potential on him at like level 3 or level 4. So watch out for that. But I like the pick though. It's a little bit of lockdown for the Slark, but I think Slark should be like assuming Slark has a lot of can get a lot of farm this game. Like he can kind of take over this game. Like as long as he's wary to dodge the RP with his Dark Pounce, he can do work this game, I think.
So it is going to be a tight under mid in a sense. Their mid player last game, Batrider in the hands of their offlaner. So yeah, tight under versus an Invoker, not a matchup. But I definitely expect to see the Quas Wex too. By the way, it's just that seems like the build nowadays, if anything.
Yeah, you are right, but I think if Tidehunter is going to be mid, then I think Invoker will need to exhort because otherwise Tidehunter is going to get every last hit and will be able to deny it a lot as well. And he won't be able to get harassed too much out if he goes Quas Wex either. But we'll see. We'll see what he does. But I assume he will go exhort just because of the fact that he needs to have higher attack damage against the Tide.
I see it in the sense though more of his last hitting might be nerfed, but you have a PA on your team as well, especially sure with Empower buff, but PA wants time, and this Invoker is going to need to be more useful earlier on than later. So if you have both him and PA, building more of this, I want to farm.
For sure. For sure, it depends on how he sees it. Because I think in the lane, Exalt will definitely be better because it will allow him to lane. But like you said, I think Quas Wex will allow him to run around the mid lane, which I think they're definitely lacking. Because PA is going to farm all this game basically with an Empower.
No.
Mag isn't a hero. Yeah, Mag isn't a hero that can set things up. So Quas Wex will definitely be useful. But we'll see what he decides to go. But
Mini,
it's kind of that's right. Hello.
I figured it out. They're going to send Magnus. I'm casting with you, man. Magnus mid and have him spam Empower on Invoker and go Quas Wex.
Perfect.
Fail-proof
That's
plan.
the game plan, mate. He hasn't spec shit, man. I'm saying Exalt. I've got to stick to my guns, man. I've got to stick to my guns.
I got bad news for you. If he was going Exort, he would have gone it. You know that. He would have Sunstriked at the beginning.
But why would he not spec? Why would he not go Quas or Wex right now? He looks like he's going items for Exort. I don't know. This is difficult. Just spec Exort, man. Come on.
Do you play Invoker yourself?
No, I do not play Invoker. I do not. So I am not an expert in this matchup.
It's my most played hero, so.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I will listen to the Archon.
I know all about it. Let me tell you.
Let me check on.
Lil's dead, by the way.
Right. What's Chaos? Okay, Lil is dead.
No, it's fine. First blood.
Right. What's Chaos Meter? Go on quickly. Without thinking about it, what's Chaos Meter? How do you invoke it? Go.
How do I what? I can't understand what you're saying.
How do you invoke Chaos Meter?
Oh, Chaos Meter, that's EEW.
Okay, you started a little bit, but
Extra Wex. Yeah, no, I play those speed games. I know.
Okay.
I know my Invoker. Don't challenge me here.
So it looks like it's going to be a tri-lane to start with, actually. Maybe they could just be looking for the runes here, but we'll see. Up top with Grimmond. Yeah.
It's going to be 2 for 2 between the teams. So even Trey Jube, he's taking some sticky napalms, but he's going to man up with the Grimstroke, and obviously Batrider having to respect the damage, so he'll fall back.
Yeah, it makes sense. So we did say Batrider can definitely punish the PA, so that might be the reason why they sort of started. But it looks like Jube might be trying to get a last hit. But Breaky, I think you should succeed your Invoker skills, because I do believe that Invoker is Exalt.
He just Sunstrike the range crit. That's interesting. Okay, I'm learning things
Important,
here.
Man. Important.
Yeah, get that last hit in there. Kill it as soon as possible. But yeah, he does go Exort, so it's... We were both making good points. It was just a matter...
No, I agree with you. I think they're going to struggle in the mid game because they have no one to make plays, really. Invoker's going to farm, PA's going to farm, Magnus can't really make plays by himself, so...
Yeah. Well, we'll see how it pays off for Mr. Annihilate here on set Invoker, but another pause, as looks like we are going to be good to go, though. Lil, again, though, he's working off of getting first blooded already, but he's by himself down here right now versus a Slark and a Rasta. Don't expect him to get much. He's going to try to pull.
Yeah, that's all he can do. I think we've kind of noticed that how this PA needs to do well in lane, and the best way for them to do that is if they have both of their supports top. So Lil is going to just try and get as much as he can by himself, and that's just going to be him pulling. So
4-2 right now for Slark. Expect the earlier on Shadow Blade. We see this Midas meta that we're in right now. Do you think, as this is interesting, so he's going to skewer and TP. Look at Rasta! Oh, what a play! What a smart reaction right there. And that is a kill. That was
He's going to miss so much, man.
Oh my gosh. God. So his TP is going to be on cooldown now. It's like the biggest thing out of all this.
Oh, he's going to miss so much. That was a play, man. That was... He's got game. He's got game.
I saw him TPing, and I'm like, wait, where? Oh, and right next to him. Well played. Yeah, that was very clutch there from a Rasta player. Sven, meanwhile, he's taking some good damage, but he'll be fine. Watch
really
it
nice.
off.
Really nice play by Juby there. Like Sven was pulling the creeps, kind of trying to give Batrider a nice little easy free lane, but Juby pulled the creeps over, so gonna make it a bit more harder for him for this Batrider to get anything.
What was I saying? Oh, yeah, about Slark. I wonder if we're going to see that Hannah Midas build on Slark, especially with free farm and we're in that meta, and look like, okay, he queues it up, actually.
Queued up. I think, like we said, if Slark can have a good game and have a good farm, like I think he can do a lot here. Like this RP from Magnus can be very unreliable as long as this Slark can time the Dark Pounce, the Dark Pact. So if he has good farm, and he's obviously had an absolute free lane, like he's just got on almost every single CS because this Mag is down here by himself. So yeah, I don't see why not, but top lane.
PA's trying to get away. Will be good. Just going to dagger back in. Bat right across the Firefly. Feeling somewhat confident. Level 1 Maledict, not the biggest threat. Lil, meanwhile, he denies himself to a neutral creep elsewhere, but top lane continues. Batrider's going to TP back to the tower just to be really safe, and he has plenty of regen on him. But not surprisingly, this top lane is going decent for Raw here on the Dire side. Phantom Assassin 13-2 on the CS. They are 3 versus 2 after all. At that top, do you ever see Rasta coming to this top lane, or are they just going to keep it like this?
I think give it like maybe 1 or 2 levels. I think I definitely could see this Shaman going top because this Slark can easily handle this Mag, particularly as he's got such a big advantage. So I think maybe Shaman might stay for another level or 2 and give Slark a complete free lane. But at the same time, like he's boxed out of this Magnus completely. And although yeah, Magnus is kind of only here in this draft for like a big empower buffs, like he's going to be very low level, and so it's going to impact PA's farm as well. And they're doing okay top. Like Batrider's got 12 CS, so I don't think they need to rush right now. But maybe in a few levels, perhaps we'll see him go top.
Top lane, Batrider going back again. He's just keeping up with the sticky napalms here, and now playing a couple stacks of the Witch Doctor, the Stormhammer follow-up. The burn is real. They throw up Maledict. He gets a Warcry buff though, but with the Inkswell, Batrider's in trouble. He's definitely dying. Can he at least get the kill? No. Batrider, one more tick, and Jubei has the last laugh right there. So committing in a 2 versus 3 like that's risky in the first place, and it did not work out in the end.
For sure, and I think if you like had the Shaman up there, they could easily get that kill. So I think you could definitely maybe see this Shaman going top soon. Like this Magnus has absolutely nothing. Like can easily 1v1 him, and I don't think he this Slark doesn't need this Shaman anymore. Whereas I think Shaman could do a lot of work top because of like you said, like they got so close to killing that Grim, but without the Shaman they don't have the damage. So
no go right there. The build of Invoker. He does get that 1 point of Wex now as the arsenal for selection now as far as what he needs. 21-4 against 23-6 Tidehunter. So Tide still slightly winning it, but is able to contest on the Invoker at least. And speaking of Midas, there was a while there where we see the Midas not being a thing on Invokers, but especially going the Exor build and back to where we're at, I would expect to see that almost and then into the Axe. I wonder if he does go the Urine Spirit Vessel here.
I don't know. Like, I think if this Invoker goes like Midas as well, like I really do think the mid game from the Dire here it's going to be really lacking because like I said, I've said this time and time again. Who's going to be making the plays? I don't think this Invoker can just sort of sit in the jungle with his Forge Spirits and just jungle. I really think maybe he should look to try and get somewhat aggressive and maybe go for a something. But top lane might be.
Yeah, Batrider's in trouble. Warcry will help him, though, and Warcry is easily going to keep him alive, in fact. So they do have a nice defensive tool with that Warcry, even at level 1. That mixed with a Firefly, Batrider's fine, but it's just more space for the Phantom Assassin for now. But speaking of space, Slark is just having the freest farm of he's ever had, and that Midas is already coming out.
Yeah, sick, man. This is like I mean, I think Midas is always good. Like, even if you can get it this early, it's good. I think like when you're getting it at like maybe definitely like the nerf definitely starts to get felt, but if you get it at 5 minutes, like a Midas this early is going to pay off without a doubt.
Yeah, that's got to feel good for Slark down there and Magnus. You know, back to him too. It's the under level. Not only just hurts
He has no points in Empower
exactly.
either.
That's what I was just about to say. Yeah,
God,
he's
like,
kind of supposed to be this Empower bot, yet at the same time, because he's so under level, he's trying to level for the lane right now and recover, but that forces him to go Shockwave and thus no Empower. So yeah, it's a very awkward game for Lil right now. As top lane, doesn't hit, but nice 3-man stun. Sven lives.
And now you see Batrider is just going to be farming jungle, and so Sven's going to have like 3 XP top. So I think, honestly, I think Radiant are bot lane. They're going to kill this Magnus as well. So, yep, very nice. And
does he Ravage?
Be in trouble as well. Oh, he does.
Yeah, he is going to Ravage for this.
That's worth.
It's a kill. It guarantees that kill. Yeah, it's early on. Why not?
Worth it. I think this is good, man. Like, Radiant in a great position right now, and I think this all goes back, honestly, to this kind of strange idea to leave this Magnus by himself. I understand they want to get, you know, PA farm, but like it's kind of this weird pseudo idea that if you give Mag farm, then you give PA farm because you give Mag levels to get in power. So it's kind of like, it's a strange idea that they've sacked this Mag completely. So we'll see.
Well, he's doing what he can for now, soaking up plenty of experience as they're pushing past this tier 1 tower. Definitely going to kill it, though. Can maybe Grimstroke or Magnus tonight? It's going to be close. Oh, they attacked too early. And the Radiant gets credit for the tower kill on top of all of it. So well played there. Now, it did open up plenty of farm for Invoker in the mid lane. He's having a great time. And you do see the urn is queued up now for Annihilate. So
nice.
He is going to go that build at least. And
definitely needed. Like I said, they needed someone to make plays in the mid game, and it looks like it's going to be in the Invoker. I'm so glad he didn't go Midas. If he goes Midas, instant games. Annihilate knows what he's doing.
Yeah. You gotta. If you're playing this hero, you'd have to think this isn't his first game on the hero. It's not one you do that for. You gotta have that experience. So phase boost delivered to PA at the top lane. Meanwhile, and they know Sven's over here, but it's just a matter of how much they commit. Doesn't look like much more than that.
Oh, mid lane maybe. Might be something going on. Shaman's. Nah, that's fine. I think one thing to note as well, though, is that like because they had this tri-lane top, this PA is like really under-leveled as well. Like he's level, and it's like 8 minutes into the game, so it's. I mean, it's not bad per se, but it's not good either, really. Like you want him to maybe hit level 6 around this time, so he can farm jungle a lot faster. Because right now he can't sit in the lane because Batrider and Sven are sitting there. So like, just this jungle just farms him so slow because this Witch Doctor and Grimstroke have took a lot of levels early on. Like Sven's level 7, like 2 levels above him already, and that's like with a Midas as well. So that XP lead is gonna grow.
Yeah, acceleration is real. See, you got the Wraith Band queued up, so still no Shadow Blade yet, but definitely expect that to come from our Slark. And Desolator's queued up, meanwhile, for Phantom Assassin. You are dealing with the Empower buff, so wouldn't expect the Battle Fear here. She's going to jump in. Batrider pops a Firefly. Here goes Witch Doctor as well. It's not enough damage, however. Now PA's committed pretty deep for this. Evasions, a couple of auto attacks. Rasta cannot get close enough for the Shackles. Gets either shock off, but the Shackles will hit Witch Doctor, actually, so they're going to get one target nil. The silence of the Phantom's Embrace, but now Jubei still in trouble. In fact, Innocence being here, he has Ravage, but with the Anchor Smash level 4, no chance for the Witch Doctor to run away at that point. But you know, only the one death, considering how dangerous that was looking. Not the worst thing.
Yeah, the TB from Tide was a little bit slow. I think if he does it, he can kill that PA there, but I think he back to base. I didn't think he had the mana, but still a decent kill. And again, Radiant are still taking the lead. And again, like this Slark is going to have the freest game. Like has not been touched. And you compare that to the PA. Like PA has been like really kind of hurt, but Batrider is going to die, I think. Top.
Yep, EMP connects, and there's that rotation of Invoker.
Fools die.
Get some urn
Important
charges.
kill as well. Gets those. Yeah, exactly. The first kill is really big as well because the urn charges. Like obviously before that, he doesn't have the urn charges, but now he can start proccing the cold snap now. So. Big early kill. And Witch Doctor is dead to a haste lock. Oh, good TP. Jubei, what a player. Nice play.
Instant TP means he is good to go. Yeah, very close.
Very smart.
Slark just goes back to farming creeps, though. He's, of course, still going to take advantage of the Essence Shift charges that he got from it. Slightly old leather wearing off now, but yeah, he's got a Yasha queued up even. Okay, so he's not interested in going the Shadow Blade this game.
I think he still might. I think there's so much value, particularly when he goes Silver's Edge against a PA, but I think he just realizes like this game is going so slow that he can just kind of like the Yasha is going to make him farm a lot faster. He's probably going to think in his mind that I'm just going to farm like at least for the next 10 minutes, and I think Yasha might be the right choice because of it. But here's PA in the stacks though, so he's definitely going to start coming back. There's a lot of stacks over in this little triangle. Yeah,
so. That's props to Lil for that. He is leveling up a little bit now, and he has been stacking this, from what I can tell. That with Witch Doctor, so
No points in RP as well, so I think that's the smart choice as well. It just kind of completely going all for the Empower.
Looking there, mid lane, EMP will burn all the mana of Tidehunter, not much to work with. An Invoker, he just continues to farm away. The Spirit Vessel now queued up top lane though. Rasta wards are down. Want to push this tower. Fortification comes out, but shortly wearing off, and Batrider's even going to pull the creep wave, so they should be able to take out this tier 1. There is no defense coming out from Raw. They'll just let it be. Rasta ward's being committed. Figure that what's the point of this time. PA farming the ancient stack though. Good old Blur. Pretty good for that.
Yeah. God, man, look at his net worth like just skyrocket though. Like, oh, yeah. Slot's going to try and stop him though, but can't do much for himself.
Top lane. Tornado EMP. There's the cold snaps. Earns up. Batrider trying to fly away. It's hard though. Like constant stuns are hitting you. Phantom's Ember and Silence to top it all off, and never really had a chance. Does die. Good gank once again from Annihilate.
The PA now is going to be in trouble, and I think he's dead as well. So I think that's definitely worth a Radiant. Trading your Batrider for the PA there. So definite good trade by Radiant.
Shadow Shaman leading the way there with the Shackles. Again, Ravage has been off cooldown for a while now from Tidehunter. Haven't been able to find the opportunity of using that though. Just yet. Don't want to force it too much, of course. But mid lane, it might come into play as they are going to push the mirror tier 1, and I got to think Raj is not going to give this up. In fact, Invoker's TPing in, so here we go. Lifestealer, or excuse me, Brimstroke going in. Puts on the ultimate right there. It is going to bind together. The stun on top of Tidehunter as well. The silence, he cannot get the Ravage off. There's a mana for it, actually. No mana to pop his Ravage. They do lose Sven, and they might have dove a little too far. Lil, he's coming back in. He's got an RP. No, he does not. Never mind, did not level it. Boris is dead, as he got lassoed by the Batrider. Pulled back in. So it ends up being a 1-for-1, but yeah, you could tell Tidehunter really wanted to get in the Ravage. But I believe it was the EMP that made it so. That's not the case. Slark is still committed, though. How about this? He's going pretty deep. Going to pop a Shadow Dance. Shackle locked on a Magnus, but not really the damage follow-up. And now Slark, he has to run away. Does he have RP now? No. He levels it at the last second, but it would have been out of range. So close to locking him down, as we're not even done yet. Phantom Assassin goes and gets the pick off on a Rasta to actually finish this fight now. So I think Raw, they're pretty satisfied with the outcome there.
For sure, and I think maybe Slark's kind of almost regretting his Yasha choice there. I think if he has a Shadow Blade there, he instantly kills Doctor and then doesn't have to kind of run all the way to the left because he can kind of kill and go back. But he's actually committing to it though as well. He's sort of queued up the Sage as well. I'm wondering if he is going to forgo the Shadow Blade completely this game, which, I mean, Blink Slark is still not bad as well. I just think maybe the Shadow Blade with the Silver's Edge can do a lot of work against his PA, but it can still work. Like either Blink or Shadow Blade is good, and I think maybe he's kind of wondering that he doesn't want to, go a Shadow Blade, and then if they're all grouped up, then they have sentries and get picked off. I think Blink is the better option in that respect, but we'll see. They're still early.
Yeah, you could always go back to it, I suppose, but I mean, Phantom Assassin does seem like one of those cores, especially playing a natural Shadow Blade carrier such as Slark, that it seems like, again, such an obvious choice, but going his own direction, it's just a matter of will they be able to accelerate with this build instead of the SNY. That's the Blink, as you mentioned. How about the steal, by the way? Tidehunter is taking the, I think it was only a 2-stack, but
he's got DD as well. He's got DD as well, so that obviously applies to the Anchor Smash now, doing the attack bonus damage instead of the raw flat damage. So this Tidehunter, honestly, man, like I've seen it a lot. Like Tide Core, mid or even the safe lane, can do a lot of work if given the opportunity in the farm. So he's going to go the what's it called? The Medallion, and then he might even go into Deso after that, and that's when he starts doing some serious damage. So yeah, it can work. It can work.
Oh, I've seen it before. I've seen mid Tidehunters, and I mean level 25, of course, is the absolute power spike there now. That's way later on, but it is real. I mean, you let him get 25 in the late game. He is a late game threat, absolutely. Top lane, meanwhile, that's a Witch Doctor getting picked off. They're chasing some more, and they are going to catch up to Magnus. Sven with the Stormhammer stun, and Lil, not much he can do. He had an RP, but no point to use it there. He was pretty much dead anyway. So double kill for the Slark.
Smoke as well. Instant smoke as well. They're looking to play really fast. They have PA is. They might be running over, but Tide, unfortunately, don't know if he realizes maybe he was going to come off with the smoke, but obviously with his E now doing damage according to his attack damage, whenever you use E, it comes out of smoke. But Sven and Shaman are still smoked up. Might be looking to go for this PA still.
Now they're wrapping around. They are going to run into the Grimstroke. It looks like he might tank this gank for him. Although, no, they don't want him. They want something else. They want the PA. Goes back to that, and PA is going to be found. Hex on up. The Ward Track coming out. There's the Shackles. They have a Ravage, remember, and they're going to pop it. Witch Doctor gets the cask up with the Ravage already hitting. Phantom Assassin cannot Phantom Strike away. She is dead, and she is not buying back even if she wanted to. Grimstroke will be pulled up with a lasso. They also take down Witch Doctor by Tidehunter just simply runs him down. And with a kill on Grimstroke, that's a 3-for-0 favoring the Radiant
base.
side.
What the heck? It's in force.
Wait, what? Costabile.
He's fine. Oh, he doesn't even
no, yeah, the EMP hits.
Compound, so he's going to die. Oh my god. Are you serious?
Well, that was one of those moments. That's all put it, I guess. Yeah. Whatever that was, it was not worth it. In fact, they're TPing in. They're going to lose a tower, but now this is a fight chance for Raw. Maybe turn some things. Grimstroke, he's going to be stunned. Got his Inkswell off on him. PA's now back in, though. Crit off the bat. There's the Soulbind on them both as well. The Dagger double. They take out Sven. Now Tidehunter. He's lifted up with the Trinidad, the EMP on top of this. He has plenty of mana. That's going to be burnt away, though. TP out just before it is in time.
That saved that fight. If Tide dies there, that is a disaster. Like, I don't know why they try and they stay. Well, first of all, I don't know what Slark's doing, man. Like, he's going in by himself without Blink, without Shadowblade, like, and trying to kill the Invoker by himself, which is ridiculous in itself. And then they try and save the Slark and starting all dying. So that TP there, if that Tide dies, that would have been an absolute disaster. So really well played. Heads up play by Innocence there, but. Yeah, like Radiant still have a great lead, but they need to like kind of you can't be doing that in Slark when you are top net worth. Giving a kill over to that is huge throw. That might have been playing against Magnus PA. So
well, that might have been one of those moments where I didn't notice, but he probably had a ton of Essence Shift charges stacked up, and he just felt unkillable. You know, it just felt like, okay, I can go in. You know, I got plenty of armor to work with, boost speed or whatever. But clearly that was not the EMP was the absolute clutch. If anything, he's like, oh, I can just pounce out, but no, when you're out of mana, it doesn't work that way. So very clutch from Annihilate, but he's going to be caught by the way. Lasso in, Witch Doctor's here with the cask. Very slow stun, though, Invoker. It's just too much damage. Adds up. He's out for 50 seconds. This should easily be a tier 2 bottom now from the Radiant. So they are still going despite that misplay earlier.
No, I really like the way Radiant are kind of attempting to sort of play this game. They're playing incredibly fast, and that's so important. When you play against Mag PA, like they're all Dire want to do, they just want to sit back, farm with the PA until he gets his BKB, and Radiant are making sure they do not let that happen. They're pushing towers, they're making smoke ganks constantly, and even now they're looking for this kill on the Witch Doctor, but I don't think they're going to find it. But really smart play by Radiant, making sure they do not give an inch to this Mag PA lineup.
Well, Magnus, level 4 in power, he's going to spam out the creep wave bottom. He's got the blink again, and so RP threat is definitely there now from him, but you see how the Radiant is just taking over the jungle. Goes back to your point that they're not going to let Raw climb back into this game easily, at least. They're just going to take away all the farm that PA potentially could get. That's definitely a way to do it. And I mean, she needs the BKB. It goes without saying. This is why she's going a second item. She just got the one component of it, so still needs the Ogre Axe as well as the recipe. Then we'll be good to go. The Mithril Hammer. That's the name of his blank.
They're fine without Batrider. They might want to go here, and I think they do.
Tide gets a Ravage off as they jump him, though. EMP will burn the rest of his mana. Very defensive Ravage, though. But Rasta now he's wrapping around the Shackle lockdown on Annihilate. There goes the dagger and the RP on 3 heroes from Lil right there. The Dark Pack gets off for Slark, but they lose 3 heroes in the end. Now Slark, he needs to run. Batrider's not here. He's coming in maybe to save the day if needed. Slark, though, he's going to be jumped up with the Phantom Strike. The Empower, the crits happen. Sunstrike, not even necessary. Slark is just dead. Let's go for Roshan, they say. What a turn in the Lil RP coming through.
And that was all because they realized that Batrider was not there. I said Batrider was not there. They saw went for it instantly. No hesitation. That RP, he's had a bad game to start with, but as long as you have that Blink Dagger, man, any play is possible, and that is exactly what they're showing.
And having to use a Ravage as early as he did, too. Very defensive, like I said. It's without that tool, if you're the Radiant side, and you got to be a little questionable in terms of whether or not we should engage in a fight. That was their choice. They wrapped around, went for the jump, and it backfired.
And I think this is kind of similar to the first game as well. I think it's similar to the first game. I think their draft is better, honestly. They have lots of ways to deal with kind of the heroes they're playing against, but also how good they had a start in the lane. But simply being, I think Raw are just outplaying them. Like simply, like they see the Batrider bot, they see the opportunity, and they go for it without any hesitation. And Radiant, you know, they're getting picked off here and there. Slark, you know, making a bit of a dive mid, costs them a little bit, and again with Batrider playing away from his team, again costing him. And I think Radiant, they have a 3K lead, but now they're fighting against Aegis and they're fighting against PA Magnus. I think this is a lot closer than what the gold lead is showing right now.
Absolutely, it's 3,000 right now, but again, a heavy amount of that was on the Slark especially, and you see how that gap has closed for the Phantom Assassin specifically. But the big power spike for Invoker as a hero is no doubt that Ags, and needs 1,000 more gold, and Annihilate will have that picked up, so that's Evoke 2-second cooldown, going to be coming online sooner than later.
They got PA BKB now as well. This is a huge power spike with Aegis. I think if Radiant try and take the fight, they will. They do not have Tide Ravage either, so this is dangerous.
Absolutely is. Ravage on the for 18 seconds. They get the last off of Phantom Assassin. Will it be enough follow-up though? The EMP coming out in response, and he possibly BKB now as it wears off. Batrider, he drops a half-life. He's going to go cut down Rasta, who got down his wards, but nothing else. Slark just going to kill the backline. The RP only hit Tidehunter, but with no Ravage use, this is still a win for Raw. Can they kill him in time? No, they cannot. The Ravage coming off cooldown 1 second. Can he pop it? He might as well. No, he does not go for it. It came off cooldown for maybe a second. He chooses better of it. Witch Doctor, though, he has to go down to Slark. Slark is adding up the SHF charges. Earn is on him currently, pouncing away. Phantom Assassin trying to keep pursuing. Gets the cut down, a dieback on Rasta. And it also killed Sven with the cleave. Maybe vice versa. Either way, they're both dead. Slark gets out, though.
And again, I think this kind of inexperience from the Radiant side is showing, man, that they fighting without Tidehunter into an Aegis, into a high ground. Like, what are they thinking? Like, I know they don't play. PA has BKB, but still, man, like, just a little bit of restraint there, waiting maybe 15-20 seconds when Tide has Ravage, and that team fight is completely different. Instead, they go for it and they lose it, and now instead of a 3K advantage, it's only just about a 1,000 gold advantage. Luckily, Slark survives. If he doesn't survive there, it would have been a lot worse, but still, a little bit of an inexperience is showing here from Rickard the Piccolo.
That was nice. That was a good pronunciation. A lot better than I've been able to do right here.
Thanks, bro. English, man. English, Portuguese
lessons. You speak proper English, yeah.
Yeah, proper English.
American English. America. All right, Tier 1 tower bottom lane is going to fall, though, favoring Raw, and Phantom Assassin actually comes in to make sure he gets the last hit there. And they're going to keep this pushing, I suppose. Why would they stop? They still have an Aegis. Top lane, there is a push at Tier 2, though, from the Radiant, so I might see a trade here. Might see a little bit of racing going on. I would think, I don't know, who's going to have to fall back first? No one yet. Well, Radiant keep going.
Playing a game of chicken, man.
Yeah.
Remember, see that game on the minor, like, when they traded racks at like 12 minutes? It's going to be something similar, I'm sure. But
was that one of the Eternal Envy games?
Yeah, of course it was. Of course it was.
Makes sense. All right, so both, though, well, I guess it's more so Raw does fall back, and they are going to respond by somewhat retreating on the leading side. The Radiant, Jesus.
Oh, PA? Nice. He's blurred. He's fun.
Casting with you, man, is making me go back a little bit to my Han days.
Hellborn, Legion, here we go. Good stuff, man. Good stuff.
There's the Ags pick up on Invoker, so we talked about that. And again, it changes this hero, the feel of the hero quite a bit when you have that item now. So Annihilate's going to be feeling good to have it.
And I really like this pickup by Lil as well, the Shadowblade. This is all in on trying to land big RPs. Obviously, if he's not being seen, then the Radiant might try and group up, can land a big RP, but Batrider might be getting picked off here. Shows top lane. Can they catch him is the question.
Well, he's flapping his wings for now, flying through the trees, burning them down. Of course, that's the thing with the Firefly. You see exactly where he's going. Tornado just misses the cast hits, though. And now Batrider's just how long can he survive for? Not too long.
And now that kind of play, you can kind of sense the idea of what Radiant are going through. When they're feeling that they have to make those kind of risky plays, you know the kind of state of the game. Slark might get a free kill on the scrim.
Or will he? Or will he get a free kill? He's going to be killed himself, it looks like. Slark goes down. 65 seconds he's out for. The Aegis is going to be reclaimed, but... Tide at half-life? Oh my god, the crits! It just continues.
Oh god.
Why would he stop now? He's going to go for Rasta as well. Okay, no, he'll be good, but yeah, an Arcane Rune, by the way, on PA. Oh, look at Magnus. He's going to skewer him back. He's like, all right, brought a toy. Let's play with him.
Yeah, I think this is just Raw showing their experience, man, and Radiant going a little advantage. Never seem like have a 6-7k advantage in the laning stage and kind of give it away this kind of frivolously, honestly. But there's still something, they can still do something though. They don't have Aegis no longer on the PA BKB, sorry, on the PA. So no Aegis on the RP instantly on the Batrider.
Yeah, the RP. I don't even know if that was necessary, it feels like, with PA jumping in too, but they make sure, get the kill, they get the tier 2, and I keep going back to it. Why would they stop? He does have buyback, sure.
This is, they have to hold now. They have to buy back and hold.
Well, they're not going to, at least yet. There's the sheep. Maybe we're going to see it now. Ravage comes out. There is the buyback from Batrider. The Shackle locked in on Phantom Assassin. I know it's getting in there, trying to stop the Shackle. Finally gets the BKB off on PA. They'll Sark on the backlines. Will cut down Grimstroke. The Soulblind on 2, though. The Cat's bouncing around. The Meteor comes out with the Deafening Blast, and Disarm currently on a Slark. He's in that Shadow Dance, but he can't hit a damn thing. They do lose Tide as well as Batrider, but they both fight back. Batrider from earlier, that's right. Costaball anyways, trying to get the kill on Phantom Assassin. That's Magnus, actually. Magnus does go down, but Phantom Assassin will barely survive, although never mind. Cut down by the Anchor Smash as Tide gets the Force Staff off and is able to catch him there. But I Annihilate. Sunstrike, is that going to hit? It is. Gets the kill on Rasta, and he just dances away.
He's feeling himself. He's looking to go back in, actually. Is he going to try something?
Of course. They want to go. Maldick's put up. There's a Death Ward. It's Dylan's good damage. He gets a Force Staff away, but now with the Annihilate here, the Cold Snap and Urn. Kraken Shell helping, but with the War Cry, I think that might save him, actually. Oh, is it? Yeah, it is. Okay.
He had all his spells on cooldown. Invoker didn't have any decent spells to invoke, unfortunately, but he's definitely feeling himself. But yeah, I mean, Radiant, they do hold, obviously. Like, they keep their racks, but it was very costly. They cost a buyback from the Tide, and I think from the Shaman as well, I think. But they do kill the PA, and they show that PA is definitely killable. You know, Slark doesn't have, he does have the Silver's Edge now, so that's going to be a big impact. If they find PA without BKB, this PA can die very quickly. And when you take PA out of the equation, you know, they don't have a lot of damage. Yes, they have Invoker with Ags, but any physical damage that Radiant needs to be aware of, like, you know, without PA, they've got nothing to be scared of.
I know, it's going in. By the way, I noticed he got that level 10 talent, the Ghost Walk cooldown. So his Ghost Walk is only a 15-second cooldown. And we see him using it fairly aggressive right here, especially as a result. EMP coming out with the Cold Stab, trying to get back right in. There's a Soulbind on both as well. And it slows him enough to catch him with the EMP. The Tornado's going to miss. The Batrider is going to survive unless the Sunstrike hits. Oh, wow, that was actually kind of close. Boris is picked off in the backlines by Slark, but at what cost now? As Slark, he's hit by the RP, the turnaround, the PA beat down. No, gets a Shadow Dance off at the last second. The save from Sven with that Stormhammer as well. No doubt helping to keep him alive. Tied under a different story, though. He is a dieback. 90 seconds. He's out of this 5-4. Slark still wants to go in. Does have that Silver Edge. Pops it right here. Double damage on PA, though. It's so dangerous to fight into this body. And they find the Slark Costabile. He gets another Dark Pact off with the pounce. He's good for now. The War Cry barely going to be saved. The Cold Snap's over my Annihilate. The auto attack is just barely enough damage. I think maybe Spirit Vessel? No, it's not. He actually gets away. God, living life on the edge, man.
Yeah, definitely, man. He's so close. I think they need, like, maybe a... Or just that ARP. I think the PA was just a little bit slow after the Magnus, but they definitely have ways to kill this Slark. But I think when Slark gets BKB, like, you're seeing how he's kind of able to skirt in and out of these fights. And I think if the fights last long enough, like, Radiant definitely have the advantage. Like, it feels like Raw, they want to kind of be, you know, quickly in and out, done. You know, RP, PA crit, and the fight's over. But if Slark can kind of delay these fights, build up enough essence stacks, like, he can carry this team fight. He's working towards a BKB as well, and then they have nothing to lock him down outside of the RP.
Yeah, Lincoln's going to be picked up on PA, meanwhile. Just about finished it. Just needs the ultimate orb at this point, so, of course, he actually has the gold for it now. We'll see that come out very shortly. Invoker has another, just, again, Ghost Walk use, using it very liberally. Go back to a minus 30-second cooldown. Allows you to play a little bit differently with that ability. And they're smoked up around the PA, by the way. RP up in 20. So not just yet. Speaking of Slark, still no BKB yet, though. Dark Pact just activated. They're going to go on in. The Spirit Vessel, the Skewer Pack in. Is this the time? The Shadow Dance. He gets it off with the Glimmer Cape. He's good. So obviously trying to take advantage there, but unable to do so.
Yeah, no RP. So Unfortunately, couldn't catch him. I really like Tide's itemization here. We were kind of joking and kind of sort of saying like, how much damage he can do if he gets Desolator, but just going this what is the actual item called? The Heaven's Halberd is like so useful against the PA. Like I said, most of the damage coming out from Raw is this PA from Empower. So with Tide nullifying that with Heaven's Halberd, again they're delaying the fight, delaying the game so that Slark can build up these essence shifts, and it can make a big difference if you can get it, but hasn't got it yet for this fight.
Oh, gonna be found here maybe. Never mind. They initiate on a Sven kinda, but actually Lasso will pull in Invoker. The RP hits 3 heroes. The Cleave's coming out, but Invoker's gonna be picked up. He buys back very quickly though. He's gonna be coming back into the fight. There comes a Cataclysm. They take out 2. In fact, there's a 3rd. Titanitar also falls. He was low life. Rasta very likely going down as well as soon as a Ghost Scepter wears off. Sven puts a stun out, but it doesn't matter. Meanwhile, Costabile, he gets a kill on Grimstork back here, but might be at a cost with the Skewer forward. It stops the TP. The Deafening Blast will miss, though, but the Dark Pact activated. That means they can stun him up now. This should finally be a kill on Slark. It will. So they do take him out. He still doesn't have that BKB. He's so close. He's going to be out for 78 seconds, though, and Roshan is up. Got to think they're doing it now.
Definitely, and I think it was a decent actually jump from the back rider, catching the Invoker, but that instant buyback into Cataclysm changed the fight completely. I think he killed both of the supporters off from Radiant after that Cataclysm, and I guess that's kind of the problem with fighting so close to the shrine. Like, Invoker TP's in, yes, he Cataclysms from Global, obviously, but he instantly into the fight with his kind of speed from Ghostwalk, and there's another Roshan, and again, this PA doing so much damage, man.
Yeah, 23.5, so that 25 talent pretty important too. 5% coup de grace, you'll take every bit of crit you can get.
I think it was the triple dagger, I think. It's normally always the triple dagger. Like
oh, that's right, they changed that around, didn't they?
Plus, obviously, it can synergize with the Grimstroke ulti as well.
That's right, they did change that around.
Unseen, but not unseen.
Either way, he is going to head towards the top lane. Obviously, blurred up, but unable to make a catch. Sorry about that, by the way. Actually, everything just dropped for me there for a second, but hopefully we are good now. Hopefully it was just a hiccup. Anyways, back now. They are pushing S5 on the side of Raw. It's Phantom Assassin, Aegis in hand with that Lincolns we also mentioned. I guess an Invoker. Yeah, Invoker does have the cheese. Okay, BKB purchased by Slark, though, so mention how key of an item that is for Slark to have going into the upcoming fight. But we'll have a disconnect first.
Yeah, I think how Radiant want to kind of look to take this fight is again the same way they took it last time. Just trying to lasso the Invoker and bringing him down. Like, no BKB, has no Lincolns, and obviously this time does not have any buyback. So if they can kill the Invoker, like, I think they can kind of take this, as long as they don't get hit by a very large RP, they can look to win this team fight. I think almost the best way to deal with this PA Magnus is almost trying to kite the PA as much as possible, trying to lock him down while killing the rest of his team. Like, I don't think you're going to have to kill this PA Magnus with a BKB, whereas killing someone like, obviously with the Aegis as well, killing the Invoker I think has to be the decision. But we are paused. So.
No, we saw the last fight. Yeah, kill the Invoker, especially with no buyback. That seems like the, no doubt, the obvious play here. I do think, speaking of his talent, sorry, on the pause, that level 20 talent, I know Cataclysm just feels so good always, and it's epic to use, and it is a lot of damage, but when you have a PA, I think that Alacrity talent would have been pretty nice.
Good work. Yeah, good work, definitely. Like, I think Cataclysm is just kind of for the reliable damage. Like, sometimes you cast Alacrity and PA might not be hitting someone, or also it's like you want to be using all the other spells as well, and you don't want to kind of just cast Alacrity mid-fight. But yeah, I think definitely going to work though this game. Like, Alacrity plus Empower, like it's a PA with like one-shot people. So
seen that before. All right. Here we go back into the game. Again, this is game 2 of our first best of 3. We have Thunder Predator versus Team Zolotl. They'll be coming up next to follow this up here. The 4 teams representing the America region here in the BTS Spring Cup. It's crazy to say Spring Cup, yet it's snowing outside for me still. Here in Michigan. All right. Anyways, PA's pushing down mid. Obviously, they're baiting PA right here, but Radiant's not going to fall for that. Another 4,000 gold saved up on Phantom Assassins. Part of me almost wants to say maybe think about getting that Abyssal Blade first, but never mind. Skewer in. They catch Costaval. Talk about the best target. He pops. Oh, he kept canceling the RP. He didn't want to use it.
Yeah, I think he was scared for the Dark Pact. Didn't want the RP, and then Dark Pact instantly come off. So I think it makes sense. Like, I mean, they forced a BKB from block, so it wasn't the they didn't waste anything. So I think Rora are actually okay with that trade.
That is true. I feel like was the Dark Pact on cooldown?
Yeah, I think it was, but I think it wasn't cooldown. I don't think he realised it, so it's kind of hard to say. We do have the God Vision, Breaky, so we're not God gamers like you, Breaky. I know you would have didn't really like.
Not everyone can be me. Yeah. It is a 6-second cooldown. I mean, Dark Pact is a very short cooldown, so you really have to. You basically have to go like right as you see it pop off to have a chance. Yeah. But yeah, as we mentioned, at least he still has RP, so the fact that he held it, it's good for that. There was an Arcane Rune. Okay, that was picked up by Invoker. I thought they might have given it to Magnus, but Invoker takes it for himself. Gonna spam out the bottom wave. Let's see Alacrity up on the siege.
I think they just want to kind of pen the sheep into their base, into the herd, basically. Controlled by all the lanes. They don't need to rush anything. They still have, I think, a couple of minutes on the Aegis, so no rush. No rush. They still have BKB on. Yeah, still got BKB on Invoker to farm as well if they want to go before high ground. Could be big.
God, that win chance. Well, my win probability chart, it was upwards of almost 80% at about the 20-minute mark for the Radiant side, and now we're looking at a 91% chance for Raw. Tides have turned. That Slark had a crazy start, but they just could not capitalize with it.
Really did.
There's the Abyssal Blade finished on Phantom Assassin, and again, level 25 just about there as well. You were talking about, yeah, the Stifling Dagger, especially with the Grimstoke synergy, would make a lot of sense. I totally forgot they changed that around, because that used to be the 20 talent.
Yeah. Man, do you remember how broken PA was, man? Like,
yeah, see.
I remember, the best thing about PA, like, well, not the best thing, depending on who you ask, but Blur used to work on Roshan, so you could solo Roshan by yourself, like.
Oh, yeah,
that's... It's crazy. I remember when it first came out.
The fact that it even works against Ancients is frankly stupid in my opinion, but
yeah,
it does. So
pretty crazy.
That'll work. Okay, it does get the triple Stifling Dagger. This Magnus, you can see he's creeping up. They're waiting for that moment. They do have
a sentry. Yeah, they have a sentry here, so they do see him. They need to be careful.
Oh, forced F in. Lincoln saved him right there. Popped off immediately. Does jump.
Oh, the Hex!
Yeah, got Hex as he jumped in. He tried right there, lasso up on Invoker, and so Magnus is going to be locked down throughout this. Can't get a good RP up. Batrider running away. The Cataclysm falls down, though, as Magnus buys back. He died in the midst of that. PA jumps back in here, though, and that's Costabile. However, with the Shadow Dance, not much more Phantom Assassin can do. Disarm currently up on Slark, but he'll walk away. Heals on up. Magnus coming back in. The beatdown on Rasta. They've lost 2. Tide dead. He's not going to Ravage off, by the way. He's out for the full minute. He is not buying back. Rasta does as soon as he dies. But it's 5 versus 3 right now. RP is still ready to go after all of this.
A really nice catch for the Shaman, but it's just too much, man. 15k down when they took that fight. Now 16k, and now these racks are going to fall as well. Tide back. So without a Ravage, 3v5. Radiant need a miracle, man.
Yeah, they do. There's the Aegis being reclaimed, but swap that Wraith Band in, get some more stats, skewer back. This will be a dieback, remember, on Rasta. He just pops the sheep, hoping for the best, but the best is going to be a death, unfortunately. 90 seconds he's out for. There's the easy racks. Going to make their way mid now. Likely try to clean this out. I mean, Tide's up in 15. We mentioned he does have his Ravage still. So they might try to make a play. I assume they will try to make a play with that. Just a matter of will it work.
And no Aegis on PA, though, so there's something.
RP, you can see Magnus, he's still waiting for that comfortable spot. He's hit a couple of big ones already. He's still looking for that third. They'll just take out the racks, they'll play it safe. And now work their way to the top, and are they actually going to try to just go in here? Okay.
Yeah, Shaman is dead, so...
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Seems unnecessary a little bit, but anyways, Batrider lasts us in. PA in trouble. Oh, they silence up! The Tidehander, though, he cannot Ravage still. They're locking out the turnaround on Sven, though, the cut down from Phantom Assassin. Even though she got lasted in, she's like, thank you very much. You're trapped in a cage with me now. And Tidehander goes down without a Ravage yet again. Costabile, he's trying to get back to the fountain. He cannot. And GGs are called. Game 2 and the series will go to Raw with that final push there.
Yeah, man. Honestly, I think Radiant had a really good chance, man. They were like 6-7k up. They had the Yasha instead of maybe the Shadow Blade to try and have a real dominance in the mid game. Then there's a few throws. Slark was in the enemy base. They took a fight without the Batrider. And when you play against MagPA, man, one little small slip up can honestly change the game. And that's exactly what happened there.
Yep, let's see. Saw the Magnus available once they picked up PA. It's going to lean towards that. And even with a rough start, exactly, it's just this hero accelerates like crazy with an Empower buff. And even with the amazing start that Slark had, goes back to they just were not able to capitalize with it. So it was good effort both games. Definitely looked solid at points for Team Popsicles, but they're going to be knocked down into the lower bracket now here in this double elimination 4-team tournament. So still definitely hope for that $5,000 prize pool. Ultimately breaks up to where everyone does get a share of it. Of course, more on that first place side, as you would think, but we'll see how they advance on, but looking good right now for Team Raw as they're in the semifinals, or the winter finals, however you want to look at it. That does mean our next matchup, though, should be set up here. I don't know if we're on a rolling schedule or not. I'll try to confirm that. I would think we are. So ideally, the next match should get started here in the near future. The default time is technically 45 minutes from now, but again, I'm going to assume we're on a rolling schedule, so hopefully within the next 10 minutes or so, we should be going. I'll keep you updated. I'll let you guys know, but that next matchup will be Thunder Predator versus Team Zolotl to come here. But, Minnie, anything else before we go to the break?
No, just good games, and I look forward to the next series, man. It's always good fun casting with you.
That it was. All right, so game number 2 in the books. That's the series for Raw. We got our next series, though, Zolotl versus Thunder Predator. Should be another good one. You know, it's BreakyCPK, joined by Minnie here as my co-caster. This is the BTS Spring Cup Tournament. Next 3 days, we got some fun Dota from 3 different regions. In fact, this one, of course, being the Americas. So stay tuned, guys. Our second series will be happening shortly.